Hi, everybody. I just hopped on here really quickly. Actually, there's no one in my chat right now because I wanted to uh, get this information out here. I get a phone call from Donat, one of my favorite bloggers, right? Push the button.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, wrong button.
That's
And
shady.
he really does. He's only beginning to cover the housewives. And he's found out that Charles Oakley's wife, Angela, has a fraudulent past. Tell me what you found out, Donat.
Yeah. So what I basically found out is that she's concealing everything about her, even all the way to the point of old pictures of her nose job. She's using services to protect her name, her reputation. I also found out that she's using the same publicist that Fannie Willis is using. So they see their names, they see who's talking about what, they see the interest, the ratings, and all this other stuff. So this could actually be a scandal of her coming forward to atone for things that she did in the past to rise her peach. But what I found out was that she was working at Wachovia Bank, which was at the time just down in Florida, Georgia area. And she also had history working at SunTrust, which was a black-owned bank. And what she did was she went into Wachovia, which is now incorporated into Wells Fargo, and filed for a fraudulent loan for her family member, multiple of them. She only got called out for one, but she was like the plug in the neighborhood to file these fraudulently loans and get people money. They would never pay on them. Also, what I found out that a lot of people just don't know, there's a lot of bank scams where these people solicit you to open these big, massive accounts and give you and deposit these fake checks, and you have a money in it, and then they cash out on it and close the account. She was also doing things like that in order to survive. So there's a lot of scammers in Atlanta, Georgia.
Damn. I mean, she was doing it all. When she was doing
Hold
the
on,
most.
Freddie. Freddie's in the chat. I'm gonna drop the link for you, Freddie. Listen, did there's no way in hell, Donat, that you can find this out, but Andy Cohen didn't find it out. Are they doing background checks on these women?
Well, they're technically supposed to be doing background checks on everybody that comes through any Hollywood shows or whatever. So it's critically flawed. There was no background check done on Carlos King. That's why he was over there at the beginning.
No. You're speaking facts. You're speaking facts. Oh my God. So you sent evidence. Oh, child. So for all of you guys that are just coming in, Donat has discovered that Angela Oakley is a fraud. She's been opening up fraudulent loans, right? She's been trying to get fraudulent loans, and she became the neighborhood plug. Hold on, y'all. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
and she tried to manipulate the people by trying to atone for her wrongdoing by saying she did it to help out her family. The court does not care about any of that stuff. That's just straight BS. And honestly, like I said, it's not what she got caught for, it's what she didn't get caught for in the black and white paper that ultimately led to her being permanently banned by the financial industry.
So what am I looking at here? It says Angela Dion Oakley in. Oh, I better start. Okay, so you showed who she is. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that on the screen. The next one you got is how old she is and her aliases. I can't put this on the screen. You have some sort of lawsuit here. What's the lawsuit about? Do you know? Go ahead.
So the lawsuit was a complaint filed by FINRA against her that alleged that back in 2007 that she had filed a fraudulent loan in her grandmother's name on behalf of a cousin. So that's multiple family members that are involved in this scheme of things. And so again, they just pleaded this, and during the investigation they found out that, oh wait, this was for the grandmother and the cousins involved. You spent this money. She basically took money in somebody else's name, fraudulently applied for, and used it for her personal gain. She spent 11,000 of the 17,000 to pay for her home, and then she took the 6,000 and split it with the cousin. So she basically used the grandmother's resource information to get a loan and split it with the cousin, and she did it to multiple people in the family, multiple people throughout the community. And again, she was letting people open up fraudulent bank accounts and depositing large checks that were fake, and these people were taking it out. So this black and white information escapes over that, because she just went and agreed to the punishment that she was going to face instead of like letting it go to trial to open up and discover this information. So yeah, she's a big time scammer.
Oh my! Do you think Charles knows about this? Because
of course Charles knows about it. This is his wife. Like,
but
you
it
don't-
happened in 2010. Yeah, he has to know, doesn't he?
Yeah, you don't marry somebody without knowing. Just like Portia trying to feel like she knew Simon was a scam artist. You just mad because they got caught. These women know the pieces of doo-doo that they're laying down with. Like, they know.
And it does seem that Angela does have quite a lot of control of the finances, and that she's buying a lot of these properties. It's not like it's him that's doing all of this. She's talking about how she's making these decisions and stuff with him, like when buying property. So he must have an idea where that money's coming from if he's buying these properties with her to flip.
Right.
Well, this is where I disagree. Now, I'm not sure Oakley had to know.
Perry, stop trying to protect him.
No. It's not protecting him either. I'm just saying, I think he was with her for the. Look, let's keep it real. I'm just saying this, right? Yeah, it's possibly if they grew up together and all that stuff. I don't think they met from the same community. I think they met like most of these basketball stars meet their wives.
Right. And it's the art of dating, how these celebrities and basketball wives and people within the same franchise get together. They do the same pink cocaine. They be in the same dungeon with candy. You know, they be playing musical chairs with the same scams, the same peens, the same VVs. You know, they don't even care if it smell like dumpster juice.
Okay, so let me read for something I can't put on the screen because I haven't redacted these. It says the soon to be 44-year-old Angela Dion Oakley, maiden name. Can I say her maiden name? Yeah, it's a public document, right?
I mean, I have the public document. She's a public figure. And given the fact that she's a public figure, her information is out there. I do want to, you know, for YouTube purposes or whatever, the worst thing you can get is a privacy, and you can blurt it out before anything happens to your channel. But she's a public figure. This is public records. We show Diddy in them name when we pull up their documents. Why can't we show hers? So nobody has ill intent. You just who you are. She hate herself.
It says the soon to be 44-year-old Angela Dion Oakley, maiden name Reed, has worked tirelessly to scrub the internet of her past, be it her age, her old nose, deny, and dubious financial past. But the internet lives forever. Angela Dion Oakley, then known as Angela Dion Reed, engaged in financial crime during her time as a financial analyst at Wachovia. Is that Wachovia? Now called Wells Fargo. As a result, she was asked to resign from the bank. She worked there?
Yeah. They did her a favor
to approve those loans that she knew it wasn't good. And then
Angela, she's a true blue crook.
And that's an interesting that it's now Wells Fargo because of the whole Wendy Williams situation.
Thing,
now, Wendy Williams also knows Angela and Charles Oakley. And
who told you that? Are you serious?
Yeah, no, I'm serious about that because I saw a clip on Instagram about Wendy Williams. It was back when Wendy's ex-husband fathered the child. And Wendy was talking about like how she asked Angela how she was able to forgive Charles for fathering a child with another woman.
Hold on, Freddie. So the rumors about the child is true. He has another child.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he had a child with someone else. That is true. And Wendy confirmed it on her show.
All right, let me finish reading this, you guys. I can't see you. I'm on a different screen. It says Angela Dion Oakley, then known as Angela Dion Reed, engaged in financial crime during her time at Wells Fargo. As a result, she was asked to resign from the bank and is permanently banned from Financial Industry Regulations Authority. Reed, while working as a financial analyst for Wachovia Bank processed a bank loan in the amount of $17,000 in her cousin's grandmother's name without authorization. Oh, you didn't use grandma's name. Reed used $11,000 to pay her home mortgage, child.
This is
And
a hood scam. Like,
I know. You put it in grandma's name.
yeah, but see, grandma probably had some lights in her name when she was 13, so she had to get her lick back.
Let me keep going. Reed used $11,000 to pay her home mortgage, and the remaining $6,000 was shared by Reed and her cousin. No payments were made on the loan, and on January 30th, 2008, Wachovia Bank wrote off the loan as a loss. At the hearing, Oakley tried to blame her financial crime and dishonesty on the recent passing of her dad's daughter, but this was rejected, and she was handed a lifetime ban by FINRA. Angela was also fined $1,200. Okay, and then you've got the lawsuit. Let me take questions from you guys, and then I'm going to read some of the lawsuit. Freddie, did you have anything you wanted to add before I start reading?
I mean, I'm surprised she did get a bigger punishment than that.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And she did a lot more than what is there. She just stipulated out so that that complaint wouldn't go into discovery. If it did, she would have had extra charges on different dates and different times. She's a scam artist.
Mm-hmm. Hold on 1 second. I think I'm on the wrong channel. Oh, I was getting ready to go. I'm on the wrong channel. I was getting ready to go live. No,
you can add you can add the other channel just simply.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we'll just start all the way back over for the other people over there. They don't mind. These people ain't got nothing to do but to watch.
No, so we're talking about the ghetto scam that Angela Oakley's going. She worked at a bank called Wachovia, now called Wells Fargo. She put fake loans in her family member's name, specifically grandma.
Why? So, okay, now this my question would be this, right? Could it be her just trying to work her way to the top when she did these things? When she used grandmama's name and Charles Dangalang to climb? Do she still do it now?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just saying, do you think it's her same MO, or she moved past that now that she got the
There's
funds?
something seriously wrong with you, first of all.
Well, I mean, she's been banned by FINRA. She cannot apply for a payday loan. She can't get a credit card. She can't get a Macy's, a grocery store. She's like 86. So I do believe the scam got bigger in Atlanta, Georgia, with a lot of these girls who don't have credit and can't use their name. They open up other financial services, which is what she's advertising herself as, and use other people's information, use CPN accounts to live and survive. So yeah, that's what's happening. She's a big fraudster.
Well, I mean, if Charles decides to leave, maybe getting with Paul Kemsley could be a good option next.
This is crazy. Freddie, you know these people. How is Housewives doing is Bravo doing their background checks? How did she get on the show and you're a whole ass scammer?
To me, I'm personally convinced that Bravo know exactly what they're doing when they're casting for these women. They do their due diligence, I believe, and they know that at some point, because it then goes out into the open, that the show and the housewives, her co-stars, are forced to have to talk about it. So I think they know this is what's going to bring great content. And I think if more stuff comes about it, it probably will be a big storyline, or the main storyline for next season, I reckon.
So what you're saying, I want you to be very clear, is Bravo's going around setting people up, looking for people with shady past, hoping
100%. 100%. And they've done this for ages. And it's not just with Real Housewives of Atlanta. They did it with Beverly Hills. And we know that they did that because Bethany Frankel said on Watch What Happens Live, she warned Andy just before Erica went on the show that Bethany knew from her ex-fiance that's off himself, that who's a lawyer, that he loaned Tom money and never got it back, and Tom was a known scammer. And she told Andy this, and Andy was like, "Oh yeah, you said that was a rumor or something." So they definitely do know.
Yeah, Andy
Ben
Cohen is
Shah
a
as
mess
well.
about
She
him.
was being investigated for years, and it was also known in Utah that she was a complete scammer. So they do know. But they just want to sort of save it for a rainy day. That when it does
Mhm.
come out, it's great. It's a great storyline for them to use and make a lot of money out of it.
It goes even deeper than that. Hollywood in general find out shaky things about you, or like what Diddy put people on tapes to later come back and exploit them for their talents and gifts. Andy is definitely a messy bottom. And again, and going back to what Freddie said, that's Freddie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Freddie. They do it for ratings, clicks, views, and content. And so theoretically, it's not what happened to you, it's how you persevered and how you move forward. And this is not just a scandal for next season. This is going to expose the shady practices of a lot of them in Atlanta, from Phaedra with this funeral home services. I know the scam. I'm from the hood, so I know what they're doing and why these bodies are out there, and they take the urns and put the dope in it to give to the client.
Well, hold on. Let's finish Angela, and then we'll get, because we're going to talk about Jackie Christie, Phaedra, and Quad. Oh my God, it's not good for Quad. It's not good for Quad.
Oh no, I'm so upset
Freddie.
about that one.
All right. I'm going to read a little bit from this lawsuit. Let me get you guys' thoughts. If she served her time or paid her fines, I don't care. People do this ish every day. I mean, y'all keep watching, but remember, these people are scandalous. And so don't believe anything you see on these shows. Just don't believe it. I am American and live in England for 14 years. Yes, they use that word. Oh, they're talking about you speaking in your accent. These people are thirsty to become a star, and Bravo knows it makes for good TV.
Right.
Were you going to respond to someone saying your accent? They like your accent. What were you going to say?
Well, that's very kind. Thank you. I mean, when I was in New York, I got this in Miami in November. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you're English," when you're like walking around. So,
okay, so now listen. So on the show, Angela has 5 homes that she's flipping. Can she get a loan denied for these homes?
No, she's using a CPN or just using a company in Charles's name that she's not directly tied to. She could be using his credit just like she used her grandma credit and his resources and everything. She like using old people. You know, Charles looked like Zeus, or looked like a Targaryen from Game of Thrones.
I reckon she could also be using the daughter, and that was why the daughter potentially lived with the grandmother and the sister that she fell out with.
She used her whole family, even niggas on the block. Niggas, she would open her legs to get her loan out the men.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, she was on her grind one way or the other. Like, you got wise with nice, and you got wise with criminal past, right? I'm just saying this, but Bravo probably do a basic background check and get stuff that they might want to hold for later to make the show interesting. But in the sake of Bravo, they do take people with shady past off the pole and take them to riches. Look at the show, and that's what people want to see sometimes. But so, you know.
Jenna has a comment tonight. She says, is it FINRA has banned her from being a broker? So she's telling us that she's a real estate broker.
Exactly.
You're saying that's a lie?
No, that's the truth. She's not. She's using a CPN or somebody else's name to operate as an employer underneath them people's business, and it could be a shell corporation, like in Charles's child's name. That's money laundering, and that's trying to get around FINRA. You can go to the feds for that. You using something. This is a continued pattern. She got caught up and called out for filing a loan in her grandmother's name, and now she's operating as a broker underneath what business? Who does that belong to? It's giving Tasha K moving money to her child name. Knowing she own it. That's what it's giving. She a whole con art. She going to the feds. She gonna be the next housewife to go to the feds.
She's gonna be the Bravo person in prison. The way she's.
So you're saying that she's doing the same thing, except now she's on national television.
Mm-hmm. And now she's doing it with a bigger purse. Her husband.
Freddie, I agree with you. Andy Cohen is setting these people up. They have to know, or maybe at best he's dealing with some real shady producers. But there's no way that they didn't know this.
Yeah, no, they definitely know it. I mean, Andy Cohen might not know 100% of the details because obviously it's the production companies that do the main casting and stuff. They employ the casting people. Then Andy Cohen sort of does the final sign off, but he'll have an idea for sure of what's happening. But it'll be the people on the ground that will really know and be digging into this specifically.
And just in his defense, these networks do criminal background checks. They don't check your right to practice and be in business with FINRA. So this is something that he could have easily, or anybody. You go to a job, they're looking for criminal. That's a complaint by the financial institution. It could have went to criminal if she didn't go ahead and agree to that before they discovered everything that she was doing, which is the same thing she's doing today. So I do want to put that out in defense of the Bravo network.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll do a background check, but they ain't really worrying about all that stuff. They can see it there, but it's not going to affect them. They don't go and check your whole license.
Right.
Go ahead.
But no. Remember this, Perry, when we shot a scene for We TV? They did background checks. I had to sign this, sign that, sign
waivers,
this.
Right. Yeah, you sign waivers. Yeah. But
No, for the background check.
But I know. I'm saying you sign out. Yeah.
And then I signed a form that said that if I lied in any way or said anything that they didn't know about, that I would be held responsible. They know what they're doing.
Well, the thing is, I don't think she probably lied about it. She just didn't say anything about it, or probably was not even asked that question. Maybe, I don't know.
Nah, Freddie, you've been on television before. Don't they do background checks on you?
Well, of my experience, they do. I don't know what the rules are in different states, but I would suspect in America, they would probably have a much stricter process with it.
And when you are a public figure, or everybody wants to go to Hollywood and be on TV. So when you are in that position, you got a lot of jealousy. They do. And they run, like she's going to audition or trying to access a certain red carpet. They will pull up a background check. They do these mini background checks all over the place. That's why you can't come across the police. I literally just lost out on a big role because I have an open case. And they running background checks and you're in the clutch. So when you're in the show business, the police will harass you to get you in the clutch to make it look like you're a criminal, so that when they're running these background checks, it looks like you're a problem to try to gatekeep you. The police do that in Los Angeles and Atlanta all the time.
Yeah, I'm saying this real. I'm with you. I know they run a background check. Let me make myself clear. We know they do it for their protection.
Mm-hmm.
But not everything they see on your background is going to disqualify you for being on. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, totally. I also wanted to remind everybody, Freddie is a reality TV star in his country. He gets embarrassed when I say it
was one episode, but I have an idea of how these shows work. I know quite a few people in London who are actually on big reality shows that have the big following. So.
All right, I was gonna read. Let's just read a couple pages. Tasha, tell people to file bankruptcy. You have to be in a large amount of debt, and then you can't buy a home or a car for 7 years. By the grace of God, if you can, the interest APR rate will be extremely high. Either Charles is giving this woman all the money that to afford the lifestyle that she has now, or she's still doing what she's doing. I'm going to ride with Dana and say she's still doing what she's doing. I think she's trying to hide it from Charles, though. But you guys think Charles knows. Freddie, you think Charles knows?
Yeah, he definitely knows. He has to.
All right.
Because and I will say he knows, in my opinion, based on the fact that if this was her main thing she was doing, he'd be like, well, why don't you set up the name in your company? Why can't you be a joint person with me on this?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and just to prove what he's saying, did not have sent the court documents.
I'd have to send you. I'm gonna send you the actual file. That's a complaint. Those are screenshots of the complaint. But yeah, like again, this was not a criminal complaint. This was an internal complaint with the with FEMRA. So that's why it doesn't pop up. But if she go off, and that's why I don't understand how she's still talking about she's a financial advisor. She get into that industry, people are going to do their background checks. But then again, you have the right to be an entrepreneur. I feel like she has a shell corporation that she's operating under, and she's going to prison if she do.
All right. Let's move on. We will go back a little later if you guys want to hear us read these documents, but we've got some serious stuff going on. Let's talk about Quad Webb from Married to Medicine. Quad, who is Freddie's favorite person on the show, right?
Yeah, her and Heavenly were my joint favorites on the show, so it's upsetting, this one, but I've seen the evidence, and court documents don't lie, do they? So
yeah. So they're saying that Quad's boyfriend, whose real name is Kirk Andrew King, it says Quad's boyfriend, known as King, is Kirk King, the owner of ATL Exotic and luxury cars in Atlanta. The couple began dating. Okay, we don't care about that. I want to know. He's been found guilty. He's been found guilty about this car situation. Now, they did not talk about this on the show, not one bit. But we know that he was working with two other gentlemen. They leased a car that King brought over to his companies that rent cars, and he rented the car out as if it was his own. And he's not allowed to do that. It gets further. They're saying that he's in a car ring. They steal cars, Bentleys. These are worth millions of dollars. Bentleys, Rolls Royces. People are saying that the car that Quad showed on the show that he gifted her, was it her birthday or something like that?
Yeah,
they are saying that was stolen. He was found guilty.
Damn.
Now, according to the rumors, Quad didn't know. Go ahead. Who's that?
It's giving. First of all, I want to correct Freddie. Court documents, anybody has the right to make any allegations, including the state, the people. Court documents can lie. It's the final judgment. It's the fact that he was actually found guilty.
Yeah, I know. What I meant was the information on the court documents don't lie. Obviously, anyone can make allegations.
Conviction don't lie.
Might not be true, but what I was meaning is I've read the document and seen those allegations.
And Freddie, do you think Quad knew?
I don't think she knew. I think she liked the fact that this guy claimed he's got a lot of money, he can look after her. He was an upgrade in the looks department compared to Dr. G. She thought brilliant, and he's younger because I think she said that he's a couple of years younger than him.
Mm-hmm. So now, according to the room,
sorry. When I first saw him, I think it was the first time I saw him, he was on like a yacht with her or something like that. And when I first saw, I was like, oh, it's giving Tyler Perry bait, because she had around the same time she posted a picture at an event with Tyler Perry, and now she's with him, and I'm like, oh, she okay. But anyways, I just wanted to put that out there.
When I first seen it, it gave me Winner Man. So
yeah, no, you said that.
Yeah.
You said that. All right, let's get to the rumors. Now, according to the rumors, Quad didn't know. I guess after he got his judgment, he placed a phone call to Quad, apologizing sincerely, saying that he should have told her. According to the rumors, she didn't find out until that conversation. According to the rumors, these two are still together. Now, we don't know what his judgment is going to be in his sentence. At most, he's going to be have to repay. I'm thinking millions of dollars. There were Rolls Royces, there were Bentleys, any kind of luxury car that you can think of. They were stealing these cars and then putting them on King's lot.
Well, I suspect there'll be prison sentences, and it will probably go
Whoa,
up.
whoa. You think he's going to jail?
Like him and this gang have stolen.
Hold on. Freddie, you're saying you think King is going to jail. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If he's stolen these cars,
it wasn't just him, it was a ring, but go ahead.
Yeah, if him and this ring are found to have stolen all of these cars, and that is proven in a court of law, yeah, absolutely, he would go to prison, and the sentence would increase probably based on the number of cars that's been done. And for all we know, what they also could have done is, and this is a massive thing, and the reason why so many luxury cars get stolen, is what these gangs do is they nick your Rolls Royces, your Range Rovers, and your Bentleys, and they ship them to places like the Middle East, to Africa, where these cars sell for like twice the amount of money because they don't really have all these dealerships there.
Yeah, it's
they
a
could
lot
well be doing that, and courts are getting really, really tough on that, because it's a massive thing that's happening in London, and I know it's happening in America as well.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that King is in the car ring. What they call them, car rings, right, Perry? Where you steal cars?
Yeah, right. And this is why I think people can cross the line. Now, most of that court case, as I believe it, was more civil. They had leased cars that shouldn't have been subleased. He used those cars. That's what I think the lawsuit came from. But however,
that's a crime, like Freddie said, it could turn into a criminal lawsuit.
Right. Now, this would be the crime part. Like, if he's actually getting stolen cars and things like that, from these cars, that would go into a criminal thing.
So that's what
just alleged at this point, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying that's the part is alleged at this point, but he did get found guilty in the civil case, right?
Right.
That's the part we're saying. But if other stuff be found out, then yeah, it can go to criminal.
Lily says King will not go to jail or prison. I don't know why you're saying that, Lily. I hope it's not true. Listen, I like King a lot. I think he's cute, and he's the guy that everybody likes to hang around. I even said that, like, he's one of the brothers from Detroit. But you can't do this. And you can't do this. King, I don't know what you're doing. And I think that King is using Quad. And he's using Quad because Quad has a fan base. If they like Quad, they're gonna like King. I believe the rumors. He thought Quad was okay. They hooked up a couple times. She needed him to make Greg look bad to make the show think she's moved on, which she clearly has not. Sorry, Quad. I like you, but you're on a reality TV, so I got to tell the truth. You're using King, and it worked. Dr. G lost his mind. Okay, tried to fight the boy and realized that you were old and he was young. And it's just Quad. I hate to say this. If they bring Quad back, because she got a little testy with Dr. Simone at the reunion, you're going to have to bring on King, and you're going to have to talk about it. Don't do this not talking about it on the show. If you don't talk about King being found guilty, stealing cars and being in a ring, then I don't think she serves any purpose on the show. Now, I'm gonna let Freddie respond because his heart is breaking. He loves Quad, and I just said if she doesn't talk about her, fire her.
I mean, Phaedra had to do it. Why can't she?
What are your thoughts, Freddie? Because this is devastating to you.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, it's not great. In regards to is Quad over Dr. G, I don't think she wants him back, but I think she wants her revenge on him and wants to make him jealous. I don't think she wants Dr. G or Sweet Tea's life. But in regards to, yeah, this is just, it's a mess. And of course, she did say in the reunion as well that she was starting IVF with Dr. Jackie.
Yeah, she did say that.
So I think she's going to try and make that the storyline. But what I would say about Quad is if she's not going to be talking about this, like I would say about any talent, whether that's a housewife, whether that's someone on Married to Medicine or any of the other reality shows, they're not going to talk about it, and we all are, then they should be fired because we want to know the answers.
Quad, no more hiding. Talk about it or get off the show. Hi, Nelson, the Virgo. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. It says, there go Auntie Trina. Looking amazing. Hey, Perry, chat, and everyone just hopped on to show some love. Thank you, Nelson. Going back to in the bushes. Nice seeing you.
I mean, this is what I say, though, and what Freddie said. I think Quad do use wanting to have a baby as a storyline.
Ooh, Freddie, you're trying to get under Freddie's skin.
Dr. G. And people can say, well, maybe she wasn't that into him. She was into the money. And she don't want to have one with King. I think she just don't want to have a baby. Let's keep it real.
I'm more interested in her having a storyline, wanting to have a baby, opposed to Shamina, because we know what is given over there.
All right. Let's move on to the Gossip King. This is Donat. Donat, you wanted to tell me some stuff about, and you better be real sensitive because my favorite is Phaedra Park. She's been through a lot. She's been through a lot already. Her husband went to jail and she got kicked off the show because of Carlos King. And so I know what you're getting ready to say. Please put it to
And she was a coward on Married to Medicine.
Please let me put a picture up really quick. So I don't have a picture. Tell us what you've heard about our favorite, and please break it to us gently.
Okay. First of all, it coincides with what Freddie was saying. We know that Phaedra with Apollo, he too got caught up with a chop shop, scrubbing serial numbers and stuff off the cars. What they're doing is Atlanta is ran and control, like it's black, but it's Nigerians that are running and controlling it over there. These Africans with these car chop shops, these funeral homes and stuff. If you do your research, Fulton County and places around with these funeral homes, there, what was it, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was so like 350 bodies just sitting there not being cremated. And for Phaedra to go from somebody who was chopping cars, dealing with the Nigerians, there's all the gangbangers in Atlanta, Georgia know that the stuff is being pushed and moved through the Black American neighborhoods with the Nigerians. One thing that they have done in Atlanta, Georgia, is they've used funeral homes. Even just recently, we've seen a funeral home with 18 bodies, right? The reason these people are not being cremated and their family are not accounting for them is they're using these unalive bodies to traffic. So when these bodies supposed to be cremated, what's really going in the urns is these big packages, and that's how they make their money. It's kind of giving Gus on Breaking Bad. You know,
I'm confused. Explain it to me again. They put the dope in the bodies?
No, so they can put it in the bodies, and then they get it, and then they put it in the urns so that it looks like ashes and stuff going out. And this is a tactic that gangbangers and gangsters use, and the Nigerians are in Atlanta doing this, putting the stuff in the neighborhood. If you watch Breaking Bad, Gus was doing it through his chicken and how he was putting it in the chicken and trafficking it all over the place. So they're using these unalive bodies and saying that they're accounting for it, and they're not cremating these bodies because something is going in the urns, but it's not the ashes.
What does this have to do with Phaedra? Why are you bringing up Phaedra's name?
Phaedra getting into the funeral home service business, and I know that this is what's happening in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta gangsters know it's happening. For her to go from Apollo already dealing with chopped cars with the Nigerians, it is quite natural for her to maneuver into whatever else she's doing. So, yeah.
And let's be honest, her legal practice as well does not have the best reviews either. I mean, I've looked at those and they're shocking. And there are a lot of rumors at the types of people in the past that she's represented that are quite dangerous people, allegedly.
So
y'all need to stop.
They had a good thing. I guess it's for you. So if they send the bodies here and they supposed to be cremated, and instead of putting the bodies, cremating the bodies, putting that in the urn, they put other things. But she said, what's happening to the bodies? Where did they place them at?
Just recently, didn't we see the dead bodies that was supposed to be cremated, stacked up, piled up in the building? Do your research. Fulton County, Georgia. 350 bodies was just sitting there, was supposed to be cremated. The urns ordered for that body because you got to account for these urns. These urns, you got to account for them. So they're getting these bodies and getting these urns and not putting ashes in them. Because some of them get even clever enough to put a little bit of the ashes just at the bottom to where the family, if the family's involved, they'll just get enough to put on the necklace. But the rest of that is some substances going out in the neighborhood. And it's the easiest way to traffic stuff throughout the neighborhood without being detected by the police.
Because I didn't know they had to be accounted for real. Maybe it's my ignorance.
The urns have to be accounted for, like the ones that the funeral homes order.
Okay,
like you can get a fake urn off the internet, off of Amazon and stuff, you know. But that urn belongs to a specific body. So if say for instance, that's what it is.
Okay, let me say this too, right? And this is what I'm thinking too, because I mean, you're making my mind go to a different place. So if they get to be accounted for like that, and they send these urns out, you know how customs can go through stuff. Customs can't go through those, can they?
Exactly.
That's why they get to be okay. I got
you. When you got the Nigerians claiming that they people done died in America, they sending the urns over there. Guess what's in them urns? It ain't they family member. It ain't even no human ashes. You can't just open the urn.
Let me read this. Someone said the funeral home that Phaedra is affiliated with has never been charged or investigated for this crime. And I agree with you, Kathy, but listen, Phaedra has a past and I love her dearly. We all seen it. Angela Stanton wrote a book about it for being, I don't know how
in with the wrong crowd, you could say.
hanging with the wrong crowd. Now, this is something that is going on in Atlanta.
Yeah, and nobody's
because I don't want anything bad to happen to Phaedra. I love me some Phaedra, but I can't deny the fact that this is happening. Phaedra talks about it. She took her test on the show. She's into this funeral home, and it made no sense. It was like, you're an attorney. Now you want to be a funeral director? For what? And you know,
and I want to say this. This is I'm correlating a real life criminal enterprise to the likeness of funeral homes. And I'm not saying Phaedra is doing it. It's just it gives me reasonable suspicions. Now that's upon information and belief. So there's no information out there. I just need to say that because I see the chat, Sharrell. I'm sorry.
Right. No, and I understand.
We love Phaedra over here, but
that's what I was going to say too. Like, it's nobody saying that she's actually doing it. We're just bringing up probable cause why somebody would leave the courthouse to a funeral home. And we know Phaedra is very creative finding cash. That's it. But nobody's saying that's, you know, he's just saying on the street, these things are happening. Why would somebody be enticed to a funeral home if they want to do some criminal stuff? It's an opportunity there. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Did you want to say, anybody want us to say anything?
Oh, no, I'm good, I guess.
Before we move on. All right, let's talk about Jackie Christie blowing up the internet now, saying that her and Doug are getting a divorce. Now, Jackie Christie is on the TV show Basketball Wives, and she's been married to her husband. Oh my God. Very long time. Perry, tell us what you learned and tell us what people are saying. This is
basically,
crazy.
you know, this is what I'm saying. Like people saying, hey, what about Jackie Christie? I started looking up stuff. But apparently, I guess last month, somebody filed for divorce. Either it's her or her husband, right? But, and then come to find out where people are gossiping about, whether I know if it's true or not, I don't. But people are saying that, I guess her second daughter or kid is not Charles. So she had to cheat on him. Not Charles, but had to cheat on him back then, Doug. So I don't know how this is going to go, but that's the word. And then did you see that thing I sent you on the email?
Oh, let me go look.
Right. I mean, because I was just trying to just rumble and find out what's out there. But people saying that they getting a divorce. And last time I checked, because I was like, yeah, those two go through a lot of stuff, and she'll be on courtside watching her man. But now he coaching now, right? And they will get married like every other year. But I guess one year, if this is true, she left the altar and creeped a little bit.
Here, you're messy. Okay, this says, side note, in lieu of Jackie Christie getting a divorce, her second daughter, the one she loves so much, Shantae, I believe her name is not Doug's daughter. Oh my God. We talk about gossip and rumors over here, y'all. I am stunned. She cheated on Doug and had her, in addition to hiding his money in offshore accounts. It's MMK buy. I don't know what that means.
Making money.
Why?
I don't know what the hell it stands for.
We keep hearing these rumors. Jackie loves she loves some Doug. She loves some Doug. But in the last couple of years of Basketball Wives, they have split up. She used to go to every basketball game. Wherever he was, she was, because she was not going to lose her man. Well, in the last couple of seasons of Basketball Wives, she has not been tied to Doug like that. Do you think Jackie would cheat on Doug? It's crazy. Perry?
Yeah.
You never know. I mean,
he's on the road, he's on the road, and look, it's been rumors that he's been out there doing some stuff on the road. But I'm just saying that's why she tried to be security guard and be everywhere he go. If he at this hotel on this night playing there, she might well have joined the team. But when he's gone and she's back there at home, she started to sweat a little bit and say, well, shit, I got time today, cuz. So, and apparently, if this is true, she had to cheat if it's not his baby.
Has she responded to this yet?
No, I don't know about that.
Because it gives me the similar vibes of the Kourtney Kardashian rumors that her youngest son is Justin Bieber's the dad for, and she denied that. But there are similarities there. But I was just thought if she would say something about it or address the rumor. That's a big rumor.
It's a big rumor that's going around. We will keep our eye on the Jackie Christie situation. Someone says, I got two questions. I don't want to lose them. Jackie Christie lives in LA. Doug is living in Sacramento. They haven't been together in years. Oh, they haven't been together in years. Oh,
I think what it is, and this is why a lot of people are jealous of you, Sharrell. What it is like specifically, and I have this book called The Handbook of African American Psychology. When Black women get at a certain age, they are single, they are alone, and they tolerate things, and they chasing after these men. That's not what you're supposed to do. So Jackie wants to live this young girl lifestyle, which is why she was coming at Drea and Clap chased off with Drea a long time ago. And she wants to live this hot girl summer lifestyle while being old and chasing after a man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like I can't watch it because of how pathetic and embarrassing she is.
You need to stop.
For real.
You are messy. You belong over here. We are messy. Brenda says, why would a woman in law get involved with a criminal to let him do the dirty work while she keeps her hands Southern Belle smuggler? Listen, when when Apollo went to prison the first time, Phaedra was an attorney. He said she was all up in it. Angela Stanton says that Phaedra was a part of the ring. So I love Phaedra.
She's doing it. She's a single parent. She's not like her parents have money or she's getting she's money from everything else. She likes living a rich lifestyle. She's got 2 boys to support as well. So she's going to do what it takes to give them a life and have a nice life for herself as well.
And then I'll say this too, to answer that question. Why would somebody do that, to go into criminal stuff? Because it's greed. And whether you're an attorney or not, you can make good money. But what if you was an attorney and you made your money and you wanted more money? It's, so people get into this stuff. Why would a billionaire go into crime? Greed. That's, could be the answer, but you just answer that.
Having longevity in a marriage is priceless. Thank you, Sheila. These young kids, they come on my show, they forget that we're old, they start talking trash. What is that?
This is the Handbook of African American Psychology.
Oh
On page 105, it talks about elders in the Black community, and under this passage, it specifically say most Black women, they by the time they 50 and up, they single. They'll do anything for a man,
Do not.
and they just want to go hang out with their girlfriends. Go get the book.
Hell no.
Okay. And Sharrell, I want y'all to respond to this, and this is in regards to Jackie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't watch Beverly Hills, basketball
Did
wives.
you just put that on the screen?
Yeah, I did, because I'm smooth like that. I finally learned something. I learned something. So Tara says that seems like things went downhill for her ever since Evelyn leaked her past history. When is her past history? Because I know Evelyn, I know she got a past history.
Oh, you didn't hear what the past history was?
No, I don't know.
Allegedly, it's all alleged, but Evelyn said this on the show. Jackie Christie used to be a prostitute. That's what.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
she claims she ran a back. Go ahead, Freddie.
Maybe she knows Britt Eady as well.
It's she claims she ran a background check and found out. And anybody in the chat, because I don't remember what happened. Did Jackie Christie ever admit to being? I think she did. She admitted anybody in the chat escorting and getting busted?
Yeah, I don't know. She probably beat somebody's ass because she always fighting too, isn't she?
Well, not now. But,
oh well.
Tara, please. Did she admit to it? They accused her of this on the show. This is terrible. I feel bad by saying this. Oh, she denied it? Okay, she denied it. She denied it. So, okay. But that's what they accused her of. She also has a daughter. I can't remember the daughter name. The daughter said that she treated her light-skinned children different than she did her daughter. They didn't talk for years. She made the daughter get on a treadmill. I believe the girl was like 12 years old. She would call her black and ugly. But and I don't think they're still talking till this day. Jackie does have a crazy past. What was the daughter's name? Somebody say it. Let me look. She's very color struck.
Was it Takari? I mean, somebody said that. They just put her name out there. I don't know.
Something like that. It might be Takari. She has a lot of bad. People say a lot of things about her past, and when she treated the daughter. Say it again.
On the show, was that ever brought up that she called this daughter ugly and stuff?
Now you guys have to help. I am old. Yeah, did they talk about it on the show? Because I actually talked to the daughter. This was years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and you old, so you might know, but I mean, I ain't that old. I wasn't around when that happened.
I can't remember if I remember talking to the daughter. She was crying. She said her mom didn't treat her right and she was done with her mother. And I don't think they've talked to this day, but I do know, it was her oldest. I do know that they were estranged and we never seen her on the show again. So I don't remember if it was played out on the show or if something. Hi, Pia. She says, Sharrell, Evelyn ran the background check and it wasn't the right Jackie. Okay. And yes, Evelyn brought it to the show about her daughter. Something about this daughter.
Is Evelyn still on the show? I know it's
Pia, do you want to come up? Come. I'm going to drop the link.
Is Evelyn still on the show?
Yeah.
Anybody know?
I stopped watching the show, but I think Evelyn was gone and I think they brought her back.
Okay, yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Let me drop this because Pia knows all this stuff.
She used to be
Hi, Pia.
They used to go off on each other.
Oh, it was a mess. It was Takari. Thank you. So it did happen. Now I can't remember if it was on the show because I remember calling this girl on the phone. I can't remember how it went down. And I think this was my mother was booking my people. Somebody is messy. Oh, here go Pia. Come on, girl. All right. You want to? Okay, come on. Okay, here. Okay, Pia, how did this go down? I done forgot because I remember talking to the girl. How did it go down?
So allegedly what
Thank you,
happened
Denard.
was she had ran the background check, Evelyn, and was going around telling people about Jackie and everything. Well, when Jackie found out, she busted out loud and laughed, and come to find out it wasn't the right Jackie. Jackie has never been arrested. She was never a prostitute. So that was egg on her face. However, as far as Jackie's daughter, from what I remember, it wasn't just the dark-skinned daughter that said that Jackie was like that. It was the light-skinned daughter too.
Mm.
The
Hmm.
light-skinned daughter had actually talked to Evelyn, and this was, I don't know how many seasons ago, and she
So it was
put
on the show?
Yep, it was on the show. And she said that her mother treated her sister like trash. She was nasty. She was mean. She was always making fun of her because at one point, the light-skinned daughter didn't have a relationship with Jackie.
And
Then,
it's a mess.
right,
Jackie's
then,
nasty.
right, then when the other daughter did come on the show because she wrote a book, okay,
Mm.
Evelyn was reading the book and she bought it to Jackie and Jen and everyone and was like, why would you treat your daughter like this? And she tried to deny it, but there was no denying it because it was true. And the two daughters were actually on the reunion and they don't speak to each other.
Wow.
Oh, that's sad.
They
Yeah, I
don't.
remember something like that. So I know Jackie had a flawed past. You said she wasn't a prostitute, but something about she didn't treat the daughter right. She would go out all the time looking for men, and then when she did meet Doug, she did the whole color struck thing. It's very, very sad.
Yeah,
Jackie,
she's not, honestly, I've never really thought she was a good mom because even on this season, her and her daughter get into a fist fight.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's I saw the preview for it and I don't know what's going on between the two of them, but they are going to be fighting all season. And then, yeah, Jackie threw the first punch.
Jack is just too old for this. Like, you find your daughters for real. Like it's one thing to just fight amongst yourselves. Like,
yeah,
yeah, married people fight amongst themselves. You're gonna start. This is like in cut, copy, come back, and let's do this same take again type of stuff. She is so thirsty for a man, thirsty for clout attention. She's a colorist. She don't like her dark-skinned daughter.
Yeah.
That's why she keep that wig on like it's a helmet. She don't like her scalp. She don't like her skin color, and if she had the money, she'll end up looking like Nene Leakes.
Well, look, now I tell you this or not. I mean, you get to put some
oh,
respect.
it's not.
You get
I
to put
can't
some.
stand her. I just don't
You
like
got
her.
to put some respect on her name. She's a true gangster.
Well,
She's an OG. And look, and then I mean, because if I'm reading this right, it sounds like she just spit on one of the girls from Baddies.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
what?
She
Okay.
beam wigs off her daughter head and stuff. Like it's giving trash. Like even with Baddies Africa, they got grandmas and aunties and daughters and mama on the show fighting together. Like, hey, Lord, pray for Black America. Most of us gonna end up in them empty Walmarts and Trump gonna call it El Salvador.
I'm
Or
not
in
listening to Denard.
crematorium.
Y'all are a mess.
well, I mean,
Uh,
Denat isn't lying. I think there's something quite pathetic about a
Right.
60-some-year-old woman trying to have a hot girl summer. Ma'am, you are old, okay? You probably got AARP stuff in your inbox. Sit down.
I mean, she more or less having a hot flash summer.
let me read from the audience so we can go. It says also her daughter wrote a book about how Jackie mistreated her because of her not being like her other siblings, not being light skinned. Jackie, Christie, girl. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Do y'all remember her dark daughter son was injured? Oh, something
Yep.
like this. And she
Yep.
opened a GoFundMe and Evelyn paid the son accidentally burned himself. Something like this.
The son got hurt and she called and asked her mom to help. Her mom told her no. And Evelyn, did get involved and she helped pay her medical bills. And Evelyn basically drug Jackie. And also too, Evelyn called Jackie's daughter a build-a-hoe.
I remember that. I remember that.
I mean,
now.
I'm
It
gonna be
sound like
honest with
Evelyn
you.
is a female sociopath doing all of that.
Well, she
All right.
did. She said she was a build-a-hoe, but I mean, to be fair, I kind of have to agree with Jackie. She did just have a baby by the game, and he ain't got no money.
He don't.
So
He
I
always
mean,
say that.
Oh,
And
the
whack-
game, the one that got round with all the Kardashian women.
yeah.
the
And
one that's
with
represented
With
by
Chris
old
allegedly as
Pyro.
well. Not
Yep.
not
And
even.
the worst, but here's the
He's
worst part
showing
though.
all of
My
the
homie
DJs
Buster Rhymes gay.
But
Something's
here's,
wrong with Denat.
but
Go
here's
ahead.
the worst. But here's the worst part. He was dating her friend when she got knocked up by him,
Who?
Evelyn's daughter.
Okay, that's
Okay. Damn.
this is too much tea. We don't need no more tea.
That's crazy.
Too much.
Yeah.
They playing musical chairs with these hoes and dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I want to go around the panel really quick. Perry, what do you think should happen to Angela Oakley as far as her being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Probably nothing.
What?
No, I'm saying at the end of the day, I'm saying, look, what she did, unless they can find some new cases and press charges on her now for doing something, because what she's doing now is basically using her. She got banned, but her husband can, spend the money. So she's just making the choices for him. That's actually what I think.
Thank you, Queen. Denai, what do you think should happen to Angela?
Angela need to go to prison just like the rest of the housewives. All of them
Denai.
end up behind.
Denai.
No. We live in America. It's make assholes great again, right? And we got Fannie Willis, the Dalton mayor. We got all this privilege, and ain't nobody going to jail. It just, she needs to be held accountable. You can't continue to say that you are a financial advisor while you're banned
You
from.
think she should go to jail? Come on now.
Well, okay, now, if she was like,
What?
If she was still participating in crime, like you said, coming up with these loans and defaulting on them and all that, but is she really committing a crime? I'm saying, like, basically, she just the middle person. She a sideline broker.
Oh my
Her name
God.
ain't on no paperwork.
She's not a sideline. She is the broker operating under Shell Corporation to usurp what FINRA said, and that is you can't get no loans, you can't do no financial transaction.
Yeah.
You can. They put a gag on it. And she's still trying to get around of it. Still using her family, niggas in the hood, and stuff to get loans and to do business. It's a sham corporation that she has. She probably go down. The Fed's gonna get her. I'm telling you.
Damn.
The
Freddie,
Fed's
what do
gonna
you
get
think? What do you think should happen to Angela? Because damn, it's
I want to
crazy.
see what more evidence comes out about her. I do want to see it play out on the show as well. So that'll be interesting to see what happens, because I think it will. Because the more things like this get talked about, the more that the production and Bravo have to be getting the women to be talking about it and really getting into it.
But Freddie, did you check the ratings this week?
I've not checked the ratings.
Oh my God. Nobody's watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nobody's watching.
Yeah, because we're bored. We're still on the Kenya story, even though she's not there. So they know that at some point, well, next season, they're going to have to move it on. And this is actually sort of the golden ticket for Bravo and production to talk about something different.
Oh, you know what, Freddie? Are you busy? Oh, I'll wait till after, because I'm going to go on and talk about what Bose is doing to what they did to Garcelle. It's really crazy. And
we definitely need to talk about that.
She's a classy woman. She refused to go below the belt, and I don't blame her. Pia, what should happen to Angela Oakley? Do we even give a damn with them ratings?
I really honestly don't care. Like I said, I stopped watching the Housewives, when they started pulling microaggressions on Garcelle, and then
You're
with
not watching the Housewives too?
I'm not watching it because the thing of it is, I have to, as much as I can't stand her, I have to agree with Giselle. What happened to the light, happy shade? Yeah. What happened to that? Now you got bots out here and troll farms, and I'm not supporting that. Sorry, no, I'm not. Let them pull a Jen Shaw and let her get arrested on the show, and then I'll look at the aftermath later. I don't care.
Someone wants to know in the chat, Sharrell, did you find any info about Britt's husband? We found absolutely nothing. Freddie, we think he's under an alias, don't we? And why would you be
I
under?
don't think Mike Cunningham is his real name.
It
He is called something else, and we are yet to find what he's called.
Yeah,
And I think he wanted the girls, honestly.
Yeah. And they might well call him Chef. Call him Chef because he definitely a pimp. Now, whether he pimping himself out and her, but he definitely a pimp.
What did you just say?
He wanted the girls. Why is you shocked by one of the house men being one of the girls? That's Atlanta, Georgia. He's
What
one
you
of
got?
the,
You think he's on the down? Oh my God, did not.
Yes, I
Oh
think he's
my
on the
God,
good.
did not. Press the buttons, y'all. Press the buttons.
I mean, well, you have to. Well, I mean, yeah, I have to agree with that because what straight man is going to be okay with their woman doing OnlyFans and this, that, and the third, and having their
Thank you.
pants fucked up in their
So,
face?
The
What-
crazy thing about it,
what
it
real
is
women
men
do.
out there that would do that though. Like they need the money and they don't value women. And they would just send them out there. You know, I can't make no money, but girl, you go in there, open those legs, open them wider.
Perry.
Oh,
And she talked about the Ferrari that she was looking out, and she said, you know, I need to have a car where I can do all these, you know, positions in it.
Oh God, y'all okay.
but I would say this about Angela before we close. Like, RHOA ratings are so low, it might be gone before they can prosecute. So
That's true.
they may have to give her a pass.
Nobody's watching, y'all. It's
Mhm.
crazy. You know, I don't care what happens to Angela. So I just don't care. As far as Jackie Christie's concerned, I don't care about that either. Who else are we? Phaedra. Ooh. Now Phaedra's a different story. I hope this isn't true. I always have your back till I don't, Phaedra.
What
We
is
love
with,
you. Huh?
what is with these housewives always getting embroiled in something? You got Teresa, she about to go back to jail because of Louis. You got, I mean, come on.
He owes,
You
yeah,
know, we're-
$3
Go
million
ahead.
in unpaid taxes.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'm done. I'm done. All right, I'm done.
And you know, I would say this. The reason I stopped watching, because I was excited, you know, me and you talk. I was like, I stopped watching it because you got Portia crying over a simp, a basic simp. That's not attractive. How are you the star, the face, and the baddest bee, and you crying over somebody that looked like Dilbert? That took me out.
Not only, but you know what, Denard, it's not only that, but it's like all of the women are fighting over men that ain't shit. I'm sorry.
Ain't none of them.
There's Ralph in his pamphlet. I can't stand him. You know when he tried to write that book, but it was really a pamphlet and won't nobody paying him no attention? He just
Mhm.
wanted a moment. Then you
And
got Quad and Sweet Tea fighting over the turtle who came out with a diss track.
And they say, Drew ex-husband used to work at Swinging Riches in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where they get butt naked.
Well, he did.
Well, that makes sense why he's in the basement.
They say, Drew ex-husband and the lead attorney used to work at Swinging Riches.
I believe it.
But you do got a point though.
Wait a minute, no, Perry. You hear what he just said?
That's what they say.
I mean,
Repeat it, Dana. I did not say this. Lead. I did not say
I've
this.
been did a video about that, and I just moved on. It is what it is. Everybody got a pass. Drew ex-husband and the lead attorney used to work at Swinging Riches in Atlanta, Georgia. That's Swinging. Y'all see the Tyler Perry movie? How the men out there shaking that? That's Swinging Richard vibe in Atlanta, Georgia.
They used to work there like at the front desk.
They was the dancers butt naked about that. That's why they body built up like that on them steroids and stuff.
Oh my.
yeah, because Ralph was trying to get a job at in Vegas to play at Chocolate Mike, and all the women were laughing at Drew.
I'll be thinking I'm trolling. I'll be telling y'all.
No, he's telling the truth because Drew said it. She said it. Drew said he was trying to try out to be part of Chocolate Mike, and Kenya and all the women were laughing at her, and she got like offended.
Y'all,
But it
this
makes
did not
sense.
come out of my house, out of my mouth. I didn't know that I was gonna say that. Please.
Drew know that's the truth, and before the people in public can get it, that's why she want him to do Chocolate Mike to justify his past of working at Swinging Riches, him and the lead attorney.
And it makes complete sense why he's not moved out and still is in the basement.
I
I
have
thought they was better than
nothing.
the cash register
No, I
or
have to say this. I have nothing against the lead attorney. You're cool. I think you're good.
I ain't got nothing against the lead attorney, but the facts are the facts. Come
Right.
on.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's the truth, and she put it out there. Y'all know Drew is not that smart. Okay.
No,
This
let
is
me clear my name. Hold on. I did not say this, lead. I didn't know he was gonna say this. We have nothing against you. We are good bloggers that know each other, and I didn't say that.
I had no idea.
Drew just came out and said that she was related to Michael Jordan.
I'm too sad.
Oh, that was embarrassing. I was dying of secondhand embarrassment for her.
I just looked at her and got up and went and got a yogurt. I found that more interesting going to the refrigerator because I was like, why are you lying? And then I just got up.
And she then wanted to say it was a joke and tried to double down on the fact that it was a joke. And it's like, you were not joking.
She's a joke. I don't know why they keep her on the show. I can't tolerate. She bothers me. And again, in her pamphlet writing ex-husband, because this is why I'm not going to get married. You are not going to be living in the basement. And I know you ain't shit. I'm sorry. You're not going to be living there. All right. You're not going to be coming upstairs saying, ooh, baby, I took the fast food menu and I wrote another line for my book. Get out. You're just as bad as Martell when he tried to write a book. And that was a brochure.
Oh my.
Damn.
Probably will date Melody Holt next or someone like that.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I can't with ain't-ish men. That's why I won't watch The Valley. I can't tolerate Jax Taylor. I can't tolerate none of them man babies on Bravo. I refuse.
Damn. All right.
Y'all know, come on.
You got standards.
Well, you know what? Yeah, and I'm gonna put Dr. Gregory in that category. But I'm gonna say this: that diss track was a classic, and I hope he makes it a ringtone.
I hope someone sets us free from his singing.
Child, you know what? I posed a question in the chat. Who would you rather have singing at your wedding? Ashley, Darby, or Gregory? I'm going to say Gregory.
I'm just kidding.
Look, this real in a good way. We all need to come back on the panel and talk about these crazy ass housewives, Jackie Christie, because you're saying she's going to get in a fist fight with her daughter.
It's in the preview. They were both getting up, walking, fighting, and she said, "You better not." And the next thing you know, bam.
Damn.
We need to find out about Quad's man because Quad is starting to look suspicious. You stayed with him and you know he's a thief. If anything, and he's going to owe millions of dollars. Why would you want to stay with him? It makes no sense.
Well, they're going to delve into it with Jennifer too, because her scandal with her man, yeah, he's getting indicted.
That's right.
And they're going to talk about that on the show.
Gold was the fake name. What's going on with these reality TV shows? They be lying to us every damn season. These are just, we got to drag them because they shouldn't have came on the show. Angela, you shouldn't have came on the show. And now if anybody can get their hands on Angela's pictures before the Michael Jackson knows, we'll pay money for it, okay? We want the picture, okay?
I think I had some. I mean, didn't we show them last week? Oh, Angela. That was, okay.
That was Britt.
Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right.
All right, y'all. This is full of tea, this episode. Thank you so much, Donat, for coming on with all your tea. Thank you so much, Freddie, my buddy. We've got to go on again. We've got to talk about Garcelle. And Pia, girl, you always crack me up.
I love Pia.
I love you too, Donat.
The problem is why you leave me out.
And I forgot.
Oh, see, black women,
Harry,
y'all
that's
don't
a given.
appreciate y'all husbands. Sharrell just proved it.
She's starting to act like Jackie now. Hey, you don't like the dark one no more.
Okay, Perry, no, Perry, don't say that. Don't say that.
Perry, all you got to do is when Sharrell is busy, just go in there and start singing "Set Me Free."
Oh yeah, wait. What else did I have it?
Or book Ashley Darby to come to your house and sing.
I would shut the door in her face.
Wait, Pia, what did he say? Set me free from bullshit.
From the bullshit.
I have to make that my opening. I have to find it.
I don't know what was the funniest part, that or him screaming, "I want a baby child." I like to say that to my mom every once in a while just to see what she's gonna say.
I gotta find it.
He was going through some things that day. He was going through it.
I was going through it, having to hear it.
He wanted God to leave him the hell alone. He wanted the baby child.
That's all I gotta say. Hey, that's all I gotta say.
Hey.
You know, he performed it at the reunion.
I saw that mess. That was a hot
with
mess.
James Brown in him.
Anyway, y'all, let me wrap this up. I'm gonna try to go on my other channel to talk about Garcelle. Damn, this is a busy day. We for sure got to go on Perry's channel. It's just a lot going on. I don't know if you guys are into politics, but me and Perry will be at the march, the protest, whatever it's called, tomorrow, and we will be filming it live. So I will leave that link to Perry's channel down in the description. We're going live with it. Pray for us, all right?
Will you be talking about the Cheeto that you have as a president?
I can't. I forgot. You don't. Yeah, you. Anyway, we will be there tomorrow, so we'll be on Perry's channel for a long time because those things take all day, and so we'll see how it goes.
I will be tuning in. Make sure y'all go down there underneath the underground passage and find the other YouTube.
No, we ain't messing.
No, and we all got to reconvene maybe on Monday. Because with Housewife News, because this is crazy, and those ratings on Atlanta is just plummeting. It's a mess.
But you know what? It is, but people love to talk about it. Maybe because it's such a disaster.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. All right, you guys. On 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
This is